it's the proudest day and the proudest time and the seat of a rally car, because that day and that hour and those minutes, I got the bit between my teeth. You know, I really stood up and was counted and said, this is not getting away. I remember when we pulled on our helmets and Donald says to me, what are we doing? I said, we're going for gold, Barrett. That's all we said. I can still picture that run. That was just the best run ever.
Welcome along to Krunching Gears, the rally podcast. It's a special. We thought we'd have to jump on and celebrate the good news that, well, maybe not good news that Craig and M Sport has separated, but the good news is that Craig has got a seat again for 2023. Fantastic news, Connor.
Yeah, genuinely it is. Delighted to see him going back to Hyundai. Look, very obvious it just wasn't working on paper. It was the perfect partnership, Craig Breen and M Sport. But this year, just, after Sardinia, it just went downhill for Craig. He didn't seem comfortable, didn't seem happy. So genuinely, I think for several reasons, I'm delighted to see him back at Hyundai.
Yeah, absolutely. As you said there, it's disappointing that it didn't work with M Sport. It was almost his spiritual home. He started out in the early years, in the Fiesta, he become the junior world champion, I suppose, or whatever the proper title was at that time. And then even in the S2000, he won the SWRC as well. So it was almost a homecoming. But, sometimes these things don't work out. It's a shame. But at the same time, it was going to be difficult for anybody to go to M Sport. They haven't the same backup and the same amount of testing, the same facilities, the same resources, really, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say, is the likes of Toyota and Hyundai. So you're facing an uphill battle right from the get-go almost, aren't you?
Absolutely. Look, they're the underdog team. We all love them.
Mm-hmm.
We're very fond of M Sport and but they're not a works team. They're still a semi works team, and they don't, as you say, they don't have the same capability, same resources, and even more so with COVID, etc. That really did take its toll on M Sport and its finances and its capabilities as well. So on one hand, we've watched Craig for a number of years, and we know this has been his dream. And it was heartbreaking to see his dream turn into a bit of a nightmare over the last 4 or 5 months. So the fact that, he's had the sense to call time on, his contract with M Sport and actually move back to where things, maybe are more stable for him and more settled, and some of that pressure and spotlight is taken off him.
Yeah, without a doubt, his best performances in the World Championship have been with Hyundai. He had a fantastic run of form last year, and he slotted in. Is it because his setup's very similar to Terry Neville, or is it just the feeling he has in the car, the feeling he gets from the team? Who knows? But if it works, it works.
Absolutely, it does. Whatever it was about the way the Hyundai was set up, and as you say, maybe it was set up more towards Thierry Neuville's style, less so that Tanik's, and maybe Craig is closer to that. I suppose Thierry Neuville is, he's a strong guy on tarmac. Craig was brought up on tarmac. But funny, having said that, his best events with Hyundai have been on the loose, the fast loose. So maybe it's Craig can take that the way that car is set up towards Neuville, but can drive it on the loose to achieve the results, and the pressure's off in the sense that if they have Neuville there,
and Craig's not the number one driver. He's not expected to
exactly
to carry the team. And that was a huge responsibility on his young shoulders. So I think it has to be a 1-1 for everybody. We'll have to wait and see what the M Sport, what all the stories surrounding them, what all shakes out there as well too. But Hyundai were really the form team in the second half of 2022, so it could be a masterstroke in some ways too.
Absolutely. I think there's, Hyundai are going to come into 23 quite strong. They've a lot to build on. They've a lot done. They've a lot sorted with the car. Okay, everything's not 100% yet, but they're certainly getting there. And they were able to put it up to Toyota in the second half of that of this year's WRC season. So, you're right. It could well be a smart move. It could be taking, two steps back to go one step forward type of thing for Craig to hit the reset. And also, he's just starting out with James Fulton as a co-driver now, as a replacement for Paul. So it's an opportunity for the two of them to maybe have a reset and maybe a better start together.
That's for sure. That's for sure. And it's a blank sheet of paper once again. You start every year with a clean sheet of paper, but a new car. I'm back with the old team, yes, but it's a completely different car than the car I drove previously. So I think it has to be very positive for all involved.
Yeah, I genuinely think it is. I think it's a great chance for Craig just to, take a break, clear the head, go and focus on Killarney
Mm-hmm.
and Moll's Gap, 3 runs in Moll's Gap, and just come back fresh, ready to go again. And go back to what he knows well, and a team he knows well, and a team that he was able to slot into. He was a part-time driver previously for them,
Mm-hmm.
and he was able to jump in and be on the ball very quickly with very limited testing.
Yeah, and more importantly than any of that is go back and do what he enjoys doing, driving a rally car.
Yeah.
We've been getting the vibe he hasn't been doing that this last wee while. So just to see him back and smiling and having the fun again, like that's a huge part of any sport. Like sometimes we get caught up in the whole competitiveness of it and the whole business side of it, but like it has to have fun. And I think when he starts to relax and enjoy it more, I think that the driving side of it will come back to him. Like, the guy has huge talent.
He does. He's got huge talent. He's got some fantastic support around him as well. Team Breen, they really have brought him over the line on so many occasions when there's been various things that have come up in his career. And we thought M Sport was the answer. It wasn't. Hopefully, fingers crossed, Hyundai is.
Mm-hmm. Well, absolutely, absolutely. And we can't forget, Paul Nagel is a huge part of this story, and no doubt will be in the background, come next year as well. He's going to be there in Walls Gap, going up that there, and the Frank Maher's old share as well too. So, like as you say, just draw a line under this year, go and enjoy Killarney, and give her Dixie next year.
Absolutely, and looking forward to seeing him over Moll's Gap.
That's for sure. That is for sure. So I think we'll wrap it up at that. So once again, you've been listening to the Crunching Gears, the Rally podcast. Please like, share, comment, rate. All those things makes a huge difference. So until the next time, take care, speak soon, and bye.